What's up, everybody? What's going on? So, today, here's what we're going to do. If you did not see the link I sent, or if you didn't read what it said, we are going to do a quick little review, write a little Steam review for Resident Evil 4, because we had not done that yet. We're going to do that. And then, we are going to play Slender Man: The 8 Pages. Okay? Sound good? Sound fun? Sound fresh? That's the plan here. And then if we're really good at Slender Man, we're gonna move over to what's it called? Slime Rancher. But I would like to see if we can beat Slender Man. It's just 8 pages. How hard is that? I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, let's get this review made first. Let me get over there real fast. Browser screen. There we go. Do I recommend this game? Why am I over here? Why am I so small? Where's chat? Why is chat over there? Please? They're not combined into one thing. I'm gonna lose it. Make me a little bit better. Yes, exactly what Zoe said. We are gonna not recommend it. Of course, I am joking. I don't mean that. I do highly recommend Resident Evil 4. I did not get it for free as well. Thanks, Steam, for asking, though. So here's what I want to say. I'm gonna put my thoughts into it first, just how I feel about the game. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games. I seem to say that a lot. But honestly, it holds on to me. No. I think about the game like every day. And that it's not okay. It isn't a huge exaggeration. We're gonna be spelling things wrong. What does that mean? What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Explain to me, Zoe, what you think that means. Why can I not spell exaggeration? Two G's, what the hell? I think about the game almost every day. You don't have things you think about every day? You don't have things that you think back on like, oh yeah, that's awesome. This game reminds me of some very good times. You've never thought of something every day. You're the psycho person here, Zoe. You don't just be sitting there and sometimes like, oh, your favorite thing pops into your mind. Come on. It might not be every day. But it is damn near close. Well, thank you for that, Zoe. I appreciate that. Here's the thing, Zoe. I don't think about you. I've never thought about you ever. Take that, nerd. I jest. Playing the game on the Wii with my brother are some of my most precious memories. Us sitting in the living room with the surround sound. Boosting the sounds of the Los Illuminados. Don't do it, Des. We're gonna write this review really fast, like it said in the link. I'm gonna write the review real fast, and then we're gonna get on to Slenderman. I promise. I promise. But I meant to do this after the Resident Evil 4 stream, but I was too tired, and then we forgot to do it yesterday. I am gonna turn the lights off because I actually checked. Turning the lights off still looks pretty good this wise. I'm gonna have the ring light on me, and I'm gonna have the door closed, so it's still pretty dark in here for me, but for you guys can still see me. The lights will be off. Problem with closing the door: the cats get frustrated because they can't walk freely. Yeah. Yeah. If anything, it's more creepy because you can't see what's behind the light. It's just a big circle light. Now, I may love this game, but it does have many problems. I enjoy the story, the movement, music, sound design, levels, etc. But nearly everything here, or everything mentioned, has either not aged well or wasn't amazing to start with. The story has some weird plot holes that, like, just completely abandoning Leon, just going straight from 6 years later after, and somehow I work for the president. I like how Leon survives Raccoon City. And within 6 years works for the president and happens to have his first job be influenced by Umbrella. It's not like Umbrella was like, oh, we're gonna get Leon here. They didn't plan for Leon to be there at fucking all. He just happened to be the guy for the job. His first day in Raccoon City, everything goes to shit and they nuke the fucking town. His first day working for the president in the Secret Service, or like whatever his title was, he has to go save the president's daughter, which is already an unbelievable idea. But he just happens to go into something that is an Umbrella type organization where they're dealing with the same kind of like virus or a parasite kind of idea. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why? Well, it's a weird... It doesn't line up. In real life? Are you asking if it's raining, Zoe? What do you mean? If you mean, okay, I'm not talking to you after you said that. I'm not talking to you anymore. All of the assignment Ada quests, or all the assignment Ada storyline doesn't really feel like it fits into the main story. We missed out on some really good Luis storyline stuff that they just put down in just put down in letters. And hold on. Lastly, the dialogue is just so cringy / cheesy. Yeah, it's funny, but it just doesn't fit. Had it not been as jokey, I don't think I would like it as much, though. The tank controls still feel good. I'm not a fan of tank controls, but eliminating the fixed camera, it feel great. Eliminating, yeah. What else could I say here? On controller, everything. Everything but aiming feels good. But the aiming isn't supposed to be perfect. Feels completely wrong. I was able to switch in between at any point, so it was cool. Is there no? Yeah, okay. The villains. What villains are hot though? Do you think any of the villains are hot in the series or in Resident Evil 4? Which ones? Okay, so Menendez, is he hot? Is Sadler hot? Delago is hot. El Gigante, hot. Sadler and Salazar and Wolverine, because I don't remember his name. The Ganados, they're hot. The Bella sisters, hot. What else? Yeah, Salazar. Yes, Salazar Slytherin, he's hot. J.K. Rowling is hot. Thank you. Pride Month, during Pride Month, we praise J.K. Rowling for being so strong and empowering by having diverse representation in all of the Harry Potter books. She is Queen slaying. I don't see how you got me off of that. On that tangent so fast. Is his name Salazar? I think it is. Sadler? Saladin? No, I don't remember. Goodness. But yes, the I guess the villains are hot, so I'll add that. And Wesker is kind of hot. Not as hot as... Basically, he's the least hot out of all of them. And you only get to see him in Assignment Ada anyways, which is really clunky as is. What else did I list here? The music and sound design. Show off classic Resident Evil feels, I guess you could say. Save room music and save theme are made to make you feel comfortable. After watching Leon get decapitated many times. The fight music is just right most of the time. I have many problems in my head, but also with the island portion of the game. Some of the music is too much, and all dialogue from the Ganados are so incredibly boosted. It hurts. I know they have a parasite in them. Doesn't mean they needed to break the microphones to get voice lines. The island Ganados are so incredibly loud. They're so stupidly loud. It's a little frustrating. It's fine. It's funny when you hear it, but it's like, whatever. The levels are all pretty linear, but it is nice to go back and get treasures you missed. And to have enemy variations when you decide to backtrack. That's really about it. It's very linear, but that's kind of what it's made to be. It's a linear game. So there's no reason to get mad at it for being linear. It's like how people get mad at The Last of Us for being linear and Naughty Dog games for being too linear. That's what the games are supposed to be. It's a story game. Get over it. That's me kind of throwing shade at Nakey Jakey for getting mad at Naughty Dog games for being too linear now. Saying it's a dead format when it's just play. If you want to play a game that's not linear, play a game that's not linear. You're right. I would say so too. I would agree with that, Zoe. Not exactly sure what it means, but yeah, I agree with you. Overall, there are many things I love about this game and the series, but I have to mention its flaws. Some people got really mad. They took out the sexist lines and lines from various characters. When making the VR game. But I don't see why. It is literally the same game. But they don't mention boobs. So, take that as you will. Booba? Okay. Booba it is. There are more things that I want to say, but I don't feel like typing them all out, so I'll just say it really fast here. We're just going to put the rating where it is right there at the end. But, like, some things I do genuinely love about this game. This is why I'm going to post it onto YouTube. The beginning scene of going into the village and doing that first fight is iconic. It's difficult. It's hard. If you play it right, you go into a building and Dr. Salvador comes out with the chainsaw, and it's so iconic. Des, I'm getting to it. You're gonna be banned, Des. Banned. We're gonna get to it. 30 minutes is about what I expected it to be, and we're gonna get done in like 25. So give me a second, okay? But that first scene, and it's either you're fighting for your life to kill Dr. Salvador or run, and you're probably low on HP, low on ammo the first time you do it. You're still learning the controls, and you get a reward of basically nothing, that's what you have to learn in this game. You have to play well, you have to be careful, and you will be rewarded for that. The first time you play it and you know how the game works and feels, and you actually take things out safely and you don't lose very much HP, maybe not even at all, it's a great reward to know that you've improved in this game, this game does have a ton of replayability in my eyes. All the Resident Evil games do. New Game Plus is always fun. Hardest difficulty is always fun. Infinite ammo for certain weapons is really, really fun. People, my brother, me, many people do challenge runs where they'll take one weapon and they'll use it the rest of the game because you're probably going to get enough ammo to make it worth it. It's very fun to do that. The whole village section I think is good. The Delago fight, it's a little frustrating when you're first doing it. I don't care for the boat, but it's still a fun fight. The El Gigante is very cool. Des, you're gone. Give me a second. I'm talking about my favorite game here. One of my favorite games. Maybe not my favorite. Yeah, you guys want to see a game that came out in 2012 that's going to be just me slightly anxious and then getting jump scared. The castle is iconic. Yeah, it's a walking sim. You guys are waiting patiently for a walking sim with a bad sprite of a tall man in a suit just doing this, and then he's gonna stare at me and there's gonna be static on my screen. That's what you guys are waiting for. The castle is iconic. I think the castle is absolutely beautiful. I love the Illuminados. I think they're very fun enemies to fight. The parasites themselves, the variations of them, I'm not big fans of. They're very cool, but I hate fighting them. The inconsistencies in damage is very annoying. I feel like sometimes I just put a whole mag into somebody, regardless of the weapon. Sometimes I don't die, but other times one tap will work. It feels like in Resident Evil 4, I'm rolling but it's not a walking sim. The year didn't really matter, I guess. I only said 2012 because I knew that's when it came out. Age does not determine it. A game that came out in the 70s is probably still good, as long as it's like held up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you do know what I'm saying. You're just attacking me right now. That's what you guys are doing. I'm not a big fan of the island, but the island does have the regenerators, which are one of my favorite enemies in all of video games. I think the regenerators are really cool. The sound design for them, the way you have to kill them, the way you can just avoid them, they're just very cool. The dog at the start of the game that you can save, and it helps you fight El Gigante. I think that's really, really fun. You don't really get to see the dog ever again. It's never really mentioned. Besides, hey, it's that dog. That's about it. I think the voice lines are very funny. They just don't really fit the universe, but I do enjoy the clunky, cheesy dialogue that they have throughout. The villains that are there are interesting. They're more interesting than some Resident Evil final fights. those are my main thoughts on the game. So what would I rate this game? Objectively, based on like the problems it has and the good things it has, it's not a really high rated game. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. But the game gets like, it's an average game. It's nothing too fancy. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know how I rate games, I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to do it every time I do a review, that the way I rate games, there's no game that is ever perfect. A 10 out of 10 is a perfect game. No game is ever perfect. It's always going to have some flaw. No game is ever going to get a 0, because if you put out a game, you still did something, so it still deserves some sort of rating. I'm rating it like a shitty professor, which I hate the way that I do this sometimes, but I think it is an objective way to do it. If you get a 75 on something, that's an average. I think that's fair enough. That's what most people, I think, would get. If you're getting hundreds, if you're giving hundreds out to everything, if you're going above 10s, it doesn't make sense. It's above perfect. I understand if you really love the game and like, oh, it's an 11 out of 10, man, you gotta play it. It's absolutely wonderful. And if there's a flaw in it, it's not an 11 out of 10. I don't think that's how things honestly should be graded, but that's how I do ratings. So this game, I think it's, for me, a little bit above average. It has a lot of things that are good about it. It's been able to uphold a relevance in Resident Evil community for a very long time. What'd you say? It came out in 2009. Monster Hunter Tri is an 11 out of 10, though. We'll get to that rating eventually. You're not wrong. Monster Hunter Tri might be the best game ever made. I think it's a little bit above average. But like, I gave a Sekiro like 9.5, I think, and I think that still deserves it. I think Sekiro is like almost a perfect game. It's really, really, really good for a Souls game. It's not gonna be for everybody for many reasons. So I wouldn't even put it above an 8, but I would give it like a 7.8 out of 10. I honestly would. For anyone who really wants to play this game, I think a 7.8 is a good representation of what the game is. The dialogue's not going to hit everybody. The zones are not going to hit everybody. The enemies are not going to hit everybody. No one's going to have the same exact experience that I had with the game. If I was giving it a personal, like, from my heart rating, it'd be up in the 9s. But as gameplay and story and everything like that, this is what I think it deserves. So that's what we're going to give it. A 7.8. That's what I give Resident Evil 4. So, okay. Why did it get so blurry? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call it there. Let's move over here. That's going to be it for the Resident Evil 4 review. YouTube and or VODs on Twitch. If you're watching, thank you so much. I really hope you did enjoy the review. If you wanted to say anything else about it, reach out, let me know. Write down in the comments, whatever. Yeah, I think if you've played it and you want it to be higher, lower, just let me know. I'm just curious what you guys think about the game. A classic little 30-minute review, like I expected it to be. I mean, it could have went longer. I think all my reviews are about 30 minutes, unless I start ranking things as well, then it gets up to like a little over an hour. Okay. We're going to get out of here. Again, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. And that's where we're going to call the video there. That's where I'm going to make the little cut. Shut the music off. Shut it down. Shut it down right now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move some things around here. Oh my god, no. I just clicked X instead of post review. Oh, I lost all of it. Motherfucker. I'll rewrite it later. Shit, I just deleted the whole thing. I just hit X instead of post review. Motherfucker. I'll pull up the video later and just retype everything I had there. God damn it. That was stupid.